Hello. My research paper explores the Second Amendment and how gun control infringes on rights given to us by the framers of the Constitution. The right to bear arms was given to individuals for protection. Also afforded by the Second Amendment was the right to militia. This provision was put in place to help the government keep in check. The Federalist Papers, specifically those portions written by James Madison, help reinforce his reasoning for the writing of the Second Amendment. Gun control violates the Second Amendment rights of honest citizens. In this presentation, I am going to point out the obvious meaning of our constitutional right. Restricting gun ownership goes directly against the Constitution and the Second Amendment and infringes upon gun owners' rights. The Second Amendment ensures the people the right to a militia to endure a free state. This right was given to the people to ensure that government remained in check, so the government could not get out of control. The people controlled the government, and thus the government controlled the people. The militia clause was added into the amendment to ensure that an unorganized militia was as well armed as a standing army. Go over James Madison's clarification of the Federalist Papers, and you can clearly see what he meant in those papers was that the regular citizen will be as well armed as the standing army. You and me are supposed to have the same weapons and the same materials available to them as anybody in the regular army. This puts into check the army versus the people. Why is this important? It's obvious to see why you need a standing militia. This graph here clearly shows why a militia is important. The information gathered here is from a book entitled The Death of Gun Control. Each bar represents how many lives in millions have been caused when the government takes over gun control and takes away people's gun rights. As you can see, some of the numbers are pretty staggering. The numbers on the far left represent the numbers in millions of lives that have been killed once the government takes away gun control. As you can see, the Soviet Union in 1929 to 1945 implemented gun control. They lost 20 million people. Nazi Germany, 1933 to 1945, also lost 20 million people. China, Red China, you're looking at a number of somewhere between 20 to 37 million people killed by the government because they took away their weapons. This one is a rough estimate because nobody has the exact numbers. Moving up a tad, we go into Guatemala, where they not only took away weapons, guns, but they took away swords, knives, and anything else that could be used as a weapon. It looks small, but that's 300,000 people. That's a lot of people. And that's only from 1960 to 1981. 20 years the government killed that many people. It's pretty staggering how many people, if they are not armed, cannot defend themselves against the government. The Second Amendment guarantees the right of the people to keep and bear arms. It's in there, it's what it says. The framers of the Constitution saw the need that the constables and police could not be around 24/7. What happens if somebody comes in your house? You call the police. Okay, it takes 10 minutes for the police to show up. What do you do in that 10 minutes? Lay down and die? No, you defend yourself. You wait. No, you don't wait. That's stupid. It was put in place for people like you and me to defend themselves against any threat that comes into our house or against any threat against our government. The framers of the Constitution also saw fit to include the phrase, shall not be infringed. That is to ensure the government does not say what we can or cannot do again with our weapons. It ensures that the government cannot say we can be less armed than the actual people in the government. We have the same exact rights as the regular army, and we should have the same exact rights, whether it comes to guns or anything else, that anyone in the government has. It's to keep us all equal. In conclusion, although portrayed mostly in a negative light, guns have a place in modern society. They are neither good nor evil. They are what we will make of them. The Second Amendment guarantees this right, and also guarantees that the government should not interfere in our right to have those guns. Yet daily, as honest citizens defend themselves against would-be attackers, the guns themselves draw more fire from politicians than the people actually using the guns. Gun control violates the Second Amendment of honest citizens. Any questions?
Yes, we have questions. Why should we have guns if the government provides an army to defend us?
The reasoning behind an armored citizenry is to defend itself against abuses of the government and to keep that government from going out of control. It's to protect us from the government. Any other questions?
Yeah, if no one had a guns, wouldn't we all be safer anyway?
Good question. But it is shown in countries that outlaw guns, such as Mexico, Britain, Australia, you're not allowed to own your own gun. The crime rates actually have increased. No one can defend themselves. Bad guys have weapons, good guys don't. Thank you very much.